Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Paul. Today we are going to discuss about a very important topic, but it is a very sensitive topic because we are going to talk about bad effect of our phones, telephones that we usually use in our daily activities, how they can be hazardous to our life. Please keep in touch. Did you know that telephones can be hazardous to our life? Did you know that the telephone has been shown to be a risk factor for brain cancer and other cancers? Did you know that telephone has been shown to cause eye problems that you're going to see in this talk? Did you know that infants are not allowed to use phones? Did you know that? Did you know that phones are one of the leading cause of neck pain and spasm of the neck muscles? Here we are going to discuss everything in detail and try to see many research that has been done and the results they shown the hazardous effect of the phone, and we'll see what we can do for us to use our phones but in effective way without destroying our life. As it has been published by International Commission on Ionizing Radiation Protection website, they say mobile phones operate in a radio frequency range of electromagnetic spectrum from the several hundreds of megahertz to several gigahertz to enable wireless phone calls and data transferring, including communication through the internet. The exact frequency bands used differ between technology and countries. As it has been published by WHO, World Health Organization, they say in their article talking on electromagnetic field and public health mobile phone, which was published in 2023, on its title of exposure levels, they say mobile phones are low-powered radio frequency transmitters operating at frequency between 450 and 2700 MHz with peak powers in a range of 0.1 to 2 watts. The handsets only transmit power when it's turned on. The power falls off rapidly with increasing distance from the handset. They say, I think we need to listen to this very carefully, because they say a person using a mobile phone 30 to 40 centimeters away from their bodies, for example when texting message, accessing the internet, or using the hand-free devices, we therefore have a much lower exposure to a radio frequency field than someone holding the handset against their head. Means if you are holding your phones away from your body 30 to 40 centimeters, you are lowering the frequency your body will absorb. They continue saying, in addition to using hands-free devices, which keeps mobile phones away from the head and the body during the phone calls, exposure is also reduced by limiting the number and the length of the calls. Using the phone in an area of a good reception also decrease exposure, as it allows the phone to transmit at reduced power. And also, they said mobile phones are often prohibited in hospitals and airplanes, as the radio frequency signals may interfere with certain electromedical devices and navigation systems. For a long-term effects of mobile phone use, as far as electromagnetic frequency emission, they say that there are many epidemiological research examining the potential long-term risks for radio frequency exposure, which has been being conducted. One which has been conducted in collaboration with International Agency for Research on Cancer with WHO. It was a large retrospective case control study. They did an international powered analysis of data gathered from 13 participating countries. Based largely on that data, the International Agency for Research on Cancer has classified radio frequency electromagnetic fields as a possibly carcinogenic to human. They have put in a group 2B, where they say in this category, it is used when a usual association is considered credible, but when chances, bias, or confounding cannot be ruled out with a reasonable confidence. The other research that was done by US Department of Health and Human Science by the National Toxicology Program, They have said that the cell phone are currently used by 95% of American adults, and the United States Food and Drug Administration nominated the radiofrequency radiation used by the cell phone for an NTP study because of widespread public use of the cell phones and the limited knowledge about the potential health risk from the long-term exposure. NTP conducted 2 years toxicology study in rats and mice to help classify potential health hazards, including the cancer risk and exposure to radiofrequency radiation like that used in 2G and 3G cell phones, which operate within the range of frequency from about 700 and 2700 MHz. These were published as technical reports in November 2018. They found that high exposure to radiofrequency radiation of 900 MHz used by the cell phone was associated with clear evidence of association with tumors in the hearts of the male rat. Those tumors were malignant schwannomas, some evidence of an association with tumors in brain of the male rats. Tumors were malignant gliomas, some evidences of association with the tumors in the adrenal glands of the male rats. The tumor were benign, malignant, complex combined phacocytoma. And NTP scientists found that radiofrequency radiation exposure was associated with an increase in DNA damage. Specifically, they found radiofrequency radiation exposure was limited with significant increase in DNA damage in frontal cortex of the brain in male mice and the blood cells of female mice and the hippocampus of the male mice. As a follow-up, NTP published an article in October 2019 that evaluated DNA damage in 3 regions of the brain, the liver, and the blood cells in the rats and mice that were removed at an earlier time point from the ongoing 2 years toxicology study. The DNA damage, if not repaired, can potentially lead to tumors. The other effect of cell phones, which lead to increase the risk of developing brain tumor and even other cancers, is that its effect of emitting blue light. The blue light of the cell phones that emit, especially during the night when we are using our cell phones during the night, it inhibit the normal natural eyes, headache, light sensitivity, blurred vision, itchy or watery eye, and eye strain. Depending on the patient, this symptom can range from the mild discomfort to severe eye health problem. If you are experiencing one of these symptoms and constantly use electronic device like a computer screen, you may be suffering from the computer vision syndrome. Please call your doctor. The next adverse effect of cell phone is neck pain. As a research was done by Dr. David, who is an orthopedic surgeon, and was published on Spine Health website, said that the text neck describes a repetitive stress injury or overuse syndrome in the neck caused by a prolonged use of mobile devices with head bent down, can target the neck, chest, and the upper back. If not addressed, the continued forward bent posture and hunched shoulder may worsen over time, which could lead to even more pain, reduced mobility in the neck, upper back, and the shoulder. In some cases, the excessive forward head posture may exacerbate or accelerate degenerative conditions in the cervical spine, such as cervical degenerative disc disease or cervical osteoarthritis. About children, the research showed that all kids below 18 months should never be in contact with telephone because they have the developing brain and neurons which can be impaired easily by the radiofrequency radiation that the phones emit. And they say even those older children, you have to limit their screen time to 15 or 20 minutes at a time, because too much screen time may be harmful for babies and children even at a very young age. Always check the kind of the content the baby is viewing or listening or playing with. Choose game and apps appropriate for the age. In 2019, WHO said children under 2 should not watch any screen, and under 5 should have no more than an hour of sedentary screen time. High level of screen time have been linked to delayed development of the children aged between 2 and 5. So you can see that there's so many adverse effects of phones apart from radio frequency, and here we are going to see some of the safety measures you can take to have a reduced effect. Apple said viewing a device too closely for an extended period of time can increase the risk of myopia for younger users and eye strain for a user of all age. The screen distance feature in the screen time uses the true depth camera to detect when you hold iPhone closer than 12-inch, which is around 30 cm, for an extended period and encourage you to move it further away. The screen distance can remind younger users to engage in healthy viewing habit that can lower their risk of myopia. It gives an adult user the opportunity to reduce digital eye strain. About the distance from you and the device, Apple said, to reduce exposure to radio frequency energy, use hand-free option such as built-in speaker phone, headphones, or other similar accessories. Cases with metal parts may change the radio frequency performance of the device, including the compliance with radio frequency exposure guideline in a manner that has not been tested or certified. They recommend that we should put our iPhones at least 5 mm from our ears. My brothers, you can see that even the industry knows that their phone has bad effect on our bodies, so it's for us to have measures, it's for us to decide, because health is better than wealth.